Have you ever thought of not just accepting facts but questioning them as if they are opinions? This form of reasoning is called critical rationalism. Let me introduce you to Bob. Bob is a critical thinker. He does not just accept things, but rather asks questions about everything. One of the first people to use critical rationalism was Socrates, who is considered by many to be one of the fathers of modern philosophy. Many famous people throughout history were proponents of critical rationalism. Sir Karl Raymond Popper was an Australian-British philosopher and professor. He is generally regarded as one of the greatest philosophers of science of the 20th century. Stephen William Hawking is an English theoretical physicist, cosmologist, author, and director of research at the Centre for Theoretical Cosmology within the University of Cambridge. Albert Einstein was a German-born theoretical physicist and philosopher of science. He developed the general theory of relativity, one of the two pillars of modern physics. Helen Suzman was a liberal South African anti-apartheid activist and politician. The Helen Suzman Foundation has consistently promoted liberal democratic values since 1993. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was a South African anti-apartheid revolutionary, politician and philanthropist who served as President of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. Hannah Arendt was a German-born political theorist. She was often described as a philosopher but rejected that label and instead described herself as a political theorist. Godwin Songolo is a Nigerian philosopher and author of the book Foundations of African Philosophy. There are many components to critical rationalism. Debating is a formal discussion on a particular matter, usually in public. Freedom of speech is the power of right to act, speak, or think as one wants, and the action of making known one's thoughts or feelings. Falsification is the search for facts contrary to a belief in order to disprove it. Questioning is the eliciting of information by expressing or wording a sentence in a certain way. An open society is an accessible aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community. Explaining is to make a statement or account that makes something clear. Criticism is the expression of disapproval of someone or something on their basis of perceived faults or mistakes. Democracy is a system of government by the whole population or all the eligible members of a state, typically through elected representatives. Non-dogmatic is not of the kind or class that inclines to lay down principles as undeniably true. The aim of critical rationalism is to question everything, or in other words, to think of everything as lies that needs justification. There are many things that critical rationalism can help us to do, like be more open to what other people think, examine our own opinions more carefully, question what people in authority tell us, be more tolerant and understanding, and solve problems. There are also things that critical rationalism cannot help us do, like make us feel more secure, help us make quick decisions, help us to find the meaning of life, solve the problem of suffering, or deal with people who are dishonest. Critical rationalism uses arguments to find the truth. There are, however, many ways in which we should not argue. False cause and effect. Appealing to emotion, usually fear, but also any other kind of strong emotion. Falsely representing an opinion in order to discredit it. Falsely claiming that because a point of view is popular, it must be true. Name calling. There are many advantages to critical rationalism, like encouraging us to ask more questions. Critical rationalism is the foundation of all democracy. It also promotes justice and equity in our societies. There are also many disadvantages, like the fact that people feel unsafe because they are always questioning everything. People cannot find the meaning of life because every meaning that they find has to be questioned. And it is also no assistance with quick decisions because every decision that you make has to be questioned 1,000 times. So now we challenge you to think more critically and to not just accept things as true. Remember, an unexamined life is not worth living.